So speaking about trends, now we know that Gen Z is a trend. What are they liking?
They love pastel tones. In fact, I was thinking we should experiment something like that for you sometime.
Welcome everyone to Hair and Health. Today's episode is going to be a colorful one. We're diving into a topic that has everyone buzzing, experimenting with color. Whether you've been thinking about trying out a bold new look or just curious about what's trending, you're in the right place. Joining me today is the incredibly talented Vaishakhi Haria, a top-tier hair color expert who is also Schwarzkopf Professional Hair Artist Collective Meister. She's also my hair colorist and the owner of Splash Salons and someone who's not afraid to push boundaries when it comes to hair transformations. Today she's going to give us the scoop on experimental colors, techniques, and how to keep your colored hair healthy. Welcome, Vaishakhi.
Thank you. I'm very excited to be here today.
I'm glad that we can chat about hair color because
Yes.
you've been coloring my hair for so many years now, and there's no one better to chat with it about.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, Vaishakhi, you've been known to pull off some experimental look with your clients. You got me convinced to try a color that I've never tried before. So, tell me a little bit about what are the trends that you're seeing with respect to color.
Ideally, with trends, I think people have become more bold and people are really experimental now. The best part is that people relate their identity to hair color, which is so good to see nowadays. Earlier, people used to just talk about what is a global color and what
Yeah.
is highlights.
Yeah.
Now, people know the terms. People know what is a balayage. People know what is an ombre. People know what is freehand painting. And that makes our job very easy. So, the best part is that people are experimental and we love it.
I think it's because there's so much more communication now with the hairstylist and the client. I mean, we discuss color and what we're going to do. Sometimes I just say, I want exactly what you did before, and sometimes you want to try something new.
Yes, absolutely. And people also know exactly what their like is and they know what their dislike is. So that makes our job easy and we are sure that, okay, this is the final outcome that we are expecting.
So speaking about trends, now we know that Gen Z is a trend in general.
Yes.
What are they liking?
I think they love face framing. They love blondes. They love pastel tones. In fact, I was thinking we should experiment something like that for you sometime.
We've done quite a bit of blonde. I
Yes.
think this is the blondest I could go.
Yeah, this is the lightest we've ever done for you.
What about red?
I think you would look beautiful with a deep sun-kissed
I'm not Gen
auburn
Z.
red, but I mean, why not?
Yeah, I think now with winter coming, even I want to try something
Yes.
different and deeper. And
Yes.
now the next appointment we have to have this
I'll
chat.
be waiting.
Do you think it's going to look nice and complement my
Why
skin
not?
tone?
Why not? Deeper tones look beautiful on our Indian skin, especially because it brings out the glow in our face, and I think it just looks wonderful.
But you know, many times when you experiment with a hair color, the worry is that it's going to fade. So how can we keep our hair color intact and prevent it from fading and just looking washed out?
Ideally, most colors do fade with time, but then there is a routine that needs to be followed after color. Most people tend to skip that. And when we say post-care routine, we mean color save products, which is your shampoo, your conditioner, all those things come into play. Without that, we can expect the color to fade over a period of time. The Color Freeze range by Schwarzkopf Professional is the most ideal and it retains the intensity, the vibrancy of the color for a much longer period. So that is very important.
Yeah, I think because when you want your color to look a certain way for a long period of time, you really do need to take care of it.
Absolutely.
It's like your skin. You have to work on it every
Exactly.
day. And I think my hair has never looked better since Schwarzkopf has started taking care of my hair. So that's been, I think that's been my good luck. So I'm going to throw some common hair scenarios with respect to color and you have to tell me whether it's fact or fiction.
Done.
Okay. So the first one, you need to bleach your hair before adding color.
It's a big fiction. It's not really necessary to bleach your hair, but Indian hair naturally is dark. So sometimes when we expect brighter tones, sometimes we have to go for bleach. But there are some direct colors which give beautiful vibrancy and tones. And we've done some for you also in the
Yes.
past. And it can give you beautiful results. So it's a fiction.
Yeah, I was scared of bleach.
Yes.
And so we didn't go ahead with
Yes.
putting bleach in my hair and I got really good results with my hair color.
Yes.
Okay. Next one. You can skip color save shampoos if you're using professional hair color.
If you're using professional hair color, like we spoke before, you really need to have a post-care routine which protects the color. So it's a fiction again.
Interesting. Okay, last one. It's okay to color your hair frequently without breaks.
I think a standard break of 6 to 8 weeks is good because your hair needs a breather as well. When we oversaturate the hair with color, it can get stressed. So 6 to 8 weeks is ideal. You can keep playing with different tones, and if you maintain the regular routine, it's going to be fine.
What about toning? Is that counted as hair color?
Toning is not actually hair color, but yes, if you see fadage and if you start seeing the warmth back, especially when you've picked pale tones for your hair like a ash blonde or a pale blonde, then toning becomes essential. But of course, it's not the same as hair color, and it can be done as frequently as you want whenever you start seeing warmth.
I think the key is that you color your hair, give it a break, look after it in that break, like you use the Bonacure Color Freeze range. That's what I've done. Look after your hair, use heat protectant so that the color is maintained, and then you go back to Vaishakhi for hair color.
Most welcome.
Now that we've talked about experimenting with hair color, I think this is the most important part, which is maintenance. We did cover it a little bit, but I think we both have a secret to maintaining colored hair. Tell us about it.
Okay, so my favorite, and of course we've been doing it for you also. Basically, it's the Fiber Clinics Fortify range. Now that range actually repairs the hair. I personally use it. You have used it. We've been doing treatments also with that, and you get fabulous results. It will retain the color, it will protect the hair, and it will make sure that your hair doesn't become frizzy or dry over time. And otherwise, when you talk about maintenance of hair color, heat is one thing which can fade the color faster. So using a heat protectant, mostly everybody uses styling tools at home these days. But the part that is skipped out is the heat protector. So the flatliner works really well. That's by Osis. And when you use hot water, that also can cause a certain amount of fadage. So using lukewarm or cold water to shampoo your hair will go a long way in maintaining the color.
I think those are very easy tips for all of us to add to our routine. But I couldn't agree with you more on the Fiber Clinics Fortify because I vouch for it. I used it for the first time and I felt like suddenly my hair had this slip. Otherwise your hair just plonks down. But it had like this slip and I was like, my hair actually looks like it's in an ad.
It definitely fixes a lot of problems. So
it gives movement, it gives a certain amount of smoothness, it reduces the frizz. I have fine hair, so many a times I would find that conditioners that are meant to nourish your hair actually make it very heavy, and it weighs down the hair, so it actually looks even more dull and lifeless.
Correct.
But the Fortify conditioner, something that I use as a conditioner and also as a treatment like you all do in the salon. So that's been quite a game changer.
Definitely it is.
Before we wrap up, let's share some quick tips for our viewers who might be thinking about experimenting with hair color. So Vaishakhi, spill these top tips that you have for us when it comes to hair color and experimenting, and for all the viewers who have probably never colored their hair but feel like they want to try.
Especially for the ones who've never colored their hair, I would like to say, do not be afraid. I am coloring my hair since I was 16, and every 3 months I have repeated hair color. My hair is fine, provided you take care of it. I'm a live example. If any client asks me, I show them, okay, this is how it is. Second is, you must go to your trusted stylist and take their advice. You cannot rely fully on social media, the pictures that you see on, different platforms, because many times we love it, but most of the times they can be deceiving and may not work for us. And the last one would be, like I mentioned again, the aftercare. That is the most important. If these 3 things are kept in mind, I think it's a very smooth, very simple and a very beautiful process.
I agree. And I want to share a personal experience that I had when you said social media and don't go by the pictures that you see. I remember when I colored my hair, maybe the second or the third time, I saw this picture and I said, I really love this hair color and I want to try it on my hair. And what I didn't realize was 2 things. One thing is my skin tone versus that reference picture skin tone. And secondly, the light that's in that photograph versus how we see each other in person in natural light.
Correct.
And it turned out I had orange hair.
Yes.
And I can't tell you how long it took for that orange hair to just, the color to leave my hair. So yes, so it can be very deceptive. And when we were discussing my hair color, I remember I was picking a specific tuft, and Vaishakhi suggested, no, I think this is what's going to look good. And then eventually you have to trust your hairstyle.
Absolutely, because I think we really want the best for you. And when you will step out after the color, it's the people who are going to talk about it. So when we get convinced about social media pictures and then the color looks bad, it actually comes on us. So I really don't believe in just going by pictures. It's better to guide in the most honest way.
Vaishakhi, thank you so much for all of these insights. I'm glad that everyone's gotten to hear about the way that you experiment with color, the way that you've done it for yourself and with me. I think if you're experimenting with color, don't forget to invest in the right aftercare products like Schwarzkopf Professional's Color Freeze range to keep your hair looking vibrant and healthy. Stay tuned for our next episode where we'll be diving into more expert hair care tips and tricks that you won't want to miss. See you all soon.